Y'all, I am not okay. Last night triggered so many abandonment wounds that I have in me, and to see my kid go through it, and I know how he feels, like, I'm not okay. Like, I've had an emotional roller coaster, and I'm still on it. Like, all morning, it's like up and down, like, hold on. So, long story short, my ex-husband is a narcissist, like, diagnosed. It's really scary, and I thought the lowest of lows happened in December when he lied about a car accident, and was trying not to come help my son. There's another video about it. If you guys can't find it, that backstory, I will do another one. But long story short, one of my older adult sons had to move out for safety reasons, and his dad came down from Nebraska, picked him up so he can go live up there. So a few days ago, my son calls and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing on the 15th?" And I was like, "Nothing." And he's like, "Well, we're going to fly down, rent a car, pick up the rest of my stuff, and drive to Nebraska." And I was like, okay, that's so weird and random, last minute, lots of money just for a mini fridge, an air fryer, a bag of clothes, and a box of stuff. Like, it wasn't a substantial amount of things to warrant a last minute trip like that. And he said, "Oh, well, my dad already had the ticket." And I'm like, okay. I don't know. The whole story just felt fishy. I thought he was coming to do something to us because our court date was on the 15th for the protective order. But no. So I said, "Well, you can't come to the house. You're going to have to, your dad's going to have to come drop you somewhere and come by himself, and your brother will help him load up the car." And they're like, okay. So he drops my son off at the gas station, and we're waiting for him to come. And he's like, my husband calls Ben, he's like, or my son, he's like, "Where's he at?" And he's like, "He left like 10 minutes ago." The gas station, I could see it from my backyard. Like, it's like right up the freaking road. And we're like, maybe he got lost. I mean, he is an idiot. So everyone's trying to call him, text him, nothing. And then my son goes, "I think he left me." And we're like, what the heck? He knows you can't be in the house. Like, he knows we can't help you. That's not even the worst part. He had his diabetes bag and his identification. So he left him stranded at a gas station and with no identification, nothing. And all of his belongings, minus some little shit that he didn't even really care about, are up in Nebraska. So we're all like, at least like dump the bag somewhere so we can get the bag and get it to him. My friend comes to the rescue and grabs my son because he can't come here, and takes him to her house, and we're like, at least tonight he is housed, and then tomorrow we'll regroup. Can't do much when he doesn't have identification. So at midnight, like 4 hours later, his dad calls him, acts like nothing happened. And he's like, "Well, at least I dropped you 5 minutes from the house." And that doesn't help. He can't come here. It's like against the law now. That is a boundary that we had to do for safety reasons for our minor children. And just because we do that does not mean we don't love our son. I think loving our kids is holding them accountable too. So anyways, no matter what, we love my son and we want to try to figure out like how he can be safe. We're not going to dump him at a freaking gas station. So, long story short, his dad goes and picks him up, takes him back to the hotel, buys him a plane ticket, and they're back in Nebraska. He informs my son, because my son asked him, well, what were you going to do if I was able to go to the house to get my things? And how were you going to, drop me then? And he's like, you told my son, and this is what breaks my heart. How could you admit this to your kid? This is what he told him. He told him that he was going to ask Ben, my son, to help him back out of our driveway, because it is a tricky driveway, especially in bigger cars, and if you're not used to going in and out. And then he was just going to take off and then dump his stuff down the road. Who in their fucking right mind thinks like that? I don't understand. I felt like I was in an alternate universe last night. Who fucking does that to their kid? No matter what he's done, we still love him and we want to try to help him. We just can't do it at our house because we have younger kids that we have to protect. They don't have younger kids at their house. My son got 2 jobs. He's trying to get his life together. Nebraska is so much cheaper here than in Texas. He found an apartment for $450. He wasn't even there a full month, and they couldn't even try to give him time to get on his feet. And he made a premeditated plan to fly him down here, telling him that they were going to get some more of his things. Couldn't even be man enough to be like, listen, son, I don't even know what his fucking excuse is. He lives in their basement. He barely sees them. Couldn't even call me and said, hey, Natalie, it's not working out. Can we come up with a plan to help our kid? I feel like I'm in an alternate universe. Where in the world is this fucking okay and fucking normal? This just triggered so much because I know how my son feels. I've felt abandoned by my family so many fucking times. And to top it off, I called my dad to inform him what's going on. And of course, my dad, negative piece of shit, talking about how my son put himself in this place. No, that's his dad. Would you fucking do that to me? He took sides with my ex-husband. So that stirs my shit up. Which he did abandon me. I just hope that my son goes back, works his tail off, and gets the fuck out of that situation, because there's nothing. It's just gonna. I just can't imagine how he feels, and he keeps saying, it's okay, Mom, it's whatever. I was like, no, this is not okay. This is not fucking okay. This is not normal. This is his fucking sick head. Your dad does not fucking do this to you.